Hello, brothers and sisters in Christ. I want to talk about a dream I had where I seen just how organized human sex trafficking is. Not only is it organized, it's actually in people around the community are involved. Everyday people that you wouldn't even think that was involved. Um, it started off. Thank you, Lord. It started off. I had woke up. I don't even know how I was kidnapped in this dream. But I was kidnapped in this dream, but I also was there. Like I can just look around, like if I was there in spirit to see what was going on. And I was on this plane, and I'm looking out the window, and I see like I was taken to this island. Now, let me tell you something. From in this dream, the sex trafficking ordeal is so organized and there's so much money into it that they they was flying the children, whether you were a child, whether you were a teenager, whether you're an adult, didn't matter. They flew you over to be processed. Now I was flown over to this island, and I had to wait in line. Now they had different lines, and I remember this where I had I could just see around without like moving. um, I saw this paper they had, and it was like lined up by different numbers, like different different numbers. And what I mean by that is like if you have like six children, and the teacher go around and say, okay, you one, you two, you three, you four, you five, and this is just categories. This is all the group ones, this is all the group twos, all like that. I saw that kind of category. I saw where they had pregnant by some of the numbers. So not only were they were also processing, were you pregnant when they kidnapped you, or were you pregnant in the process of you being there. So some people, some children, and some women remained there at the island. Um, that looked like a house. It was like this big old huge house, and some people remained there. However, I was flown back out into like the neighborhoods, like, and let me tell you, it's so in the dream it was so organized. It was so They were so organized. Now, how people that that you thinking that your everyday kidnapping have money to fly you out to get processed. I'm so serious. And then I came back. They put me into like this house, like this house where people were coming, right? Different men were coming, and I escaped. I remember escaping, and listen to me. I remember escaping, and when I escaped, um, of course I'm running, but of course I'm not in the street or anything, because of course they drive and they can see me. I ran to a house that was on the street, like they was in a neighborhood, that I saw the door was open, because I was running to different people's doors trying to get in, trying to hide, but I couldn't. People didn't come to the door. But this particular house, they opened the door, and it was three ladies inside. Now the first lady that let me inside, she was like an older lady. She was an older lady, kind of put you in the mind of a grandma. The second one that was in the house is like a mother figure. And what I mean by that, she was like under the grandma, like maybe she could have children. And then it was like another girl, maybe she was like a young adult, maybe I'm like 21, 22. And I remember, and I'm naked now, and I remember telling them, hey, I've been sex trafficked. And I was telling them where the house was, the building basically, where the building that I just ran from, and I was telling them about everything. Like I was so detailed. And I remember they set me down. They was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I told them what was going on. I was like, call the police now before they they come get me, before they leave, because it was a lot of girls and there was a lot of people with me still. And keep in mind, they still it was boys too. It was boys, but not like uh, boys, teenager boys. Not saying that they not getting kidnapped. They are too. But what I'm saying is, um, It was smaller young boys. It was smaller boys. But anyway, I was trying to tell them, hey, y'all just sitting here listening, and y'all don't have like this rush that I have. This rush. I'm trying to tell them to hurry up and call the police. I'm missing. I've been missing for a while, and y'all need to help. We need to hurry up and go ahead and call the police so the police can go to this warehouse. I think I was in this warehouse. Cause keep in mind, it's like I knew that they were in a warehouse and they was also in houses. Like they would traffic you in buildings. They would also traffic you in a house. And let me tell you something. It wasn't just um, billionaires that had you, like millionaire people. It was rich people that had these people, these children and these teenagers, these women, and it was also local people. That's why we went back to the neighborhood. We went back to the neighborhood to be stuck in the house, to have people be sex trafficked in the house, and then they were in warehouses, like buildings, and different men would come. So it's sickening, y'all. But anyway, so I'm trying to tell them, hurry up, let's call the police. And they was like, are you sure? Are you sure? And y'all, all of a sudden, I knew they were in on it. So I ran and got escaped from them. And they was like, that's why they didn't call the police. They was trying to act like they was for me, but they wasn't. They were just trying to keep me calm until someone from the warehouse come pick me up. They were in on it. And I know y'all, sometimes we think that, these women, they're for us. Y'all, you gotta ask the Lord for the spirit of discernment. We need it. We need it so bad, especially in these end days. These women, and I'm glad God showed me like these three different women. You can't trust nobody. I'm serious. You can't trust people like that. It was three different people, three different women. It was an older woman. She was like a grandma. Okay. And then the other one, she was like a mother figure. And then the other one was like a teenage, not a teenager, a young adult. And I remember when it dawned on me that they were in on it, I quickly escaped. They was trying to come after me. And they actually came after me, but I quickly escaped. And I remember when I escaped, I went to somebody else's house, and it was another lady, an older lady. She helped me. They called the police and everything, and I was telling the police where the house was, like even the house I just left. But I was very skeptical even telling the police, because let me tell you, in my dream, everybody was involved. Like it was, a lot of people involved. It wasn't just the local people or the elite. These are the local people I'm talking about, is like your everyday garbage person or teacher or principal. It's serious, y'all. So I remember I really didn't want to tell the police, but I ended up telling the police. But they actually went to the house and they rescued the warehouse and the building. They actually rescued some of the girls. And I remember I was with them. And let me tell you something. This was kind of weird. And I don't know if this happens in real life, but some of the girls that were rescued, they actually started, like, once, they told and everything, told what happened to them. They actually went with some of the men, the boys that was I told you they was sex trafficked too. They actually went with some of them. And that was weird. They actually went with them, like, I guess to do with what's been going on. That was weird at the end. That was actually weird. Actually, let me tell you, it was weird at the end. But I pray y'all please pray over your children. Please pray over yourselves, and continue to ask the Lord for protection. This is so real. People are getting kidnapped, especially where I stay at. I'm just steady seeing, like in my state, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old girls just being kidnapped. Some of them just go outside to go to take the trash out. Some of them don't make it home from school. Some of them, the next morning, the parent wake up, they're gone. It's it's so bizarre, but it's so real. And so please, 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 be attentive. Stop, stop talking on the phone, going out so much, because people are watching you. I seen just today in another country where this mother, she was on the side of the street and she had her daughter. Her daughter was standing right beside her, and this man with a motorcycle came to the stop sign they were at. I think they were waiting on the bus, and he was looking at them. So the mother, she felt uncomfortable, so she had grabbed her daughter. So the man on the motorcycle, he drove off. Okay, so next came to the stop sign was a van. And so the man got out the van. The mom felt uncomfortable, so she picked up her daughter. And so the van, behind the van was the man with the motorcycle. So all of a sudden, when she just didn't feel right, she was getting ready to cross the street. The man that was in the van tried to grab her daughter, and when he grabbed her daughter, she was trying to fight him for her daughter. And the man that was driving the motorcycle, he pulled over in front of the mom and pulled out a gun and held the mom at gunpoint while the man in the van took off with her daughter. And they left. Please, 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 be prayerful. They do not care. And this was in broad daylight. They are snatching children in broad daylight. I seen another video where a man had two children. They was walking around a corner like they was going to a store, and it was like 3 or 4 different people that came out of nowhere. They was trying to fight the man, and they actually got the children. 2 little children, a girl and a little boy. So this is real. This is real. They are really, at this time, are kidnapping children. They don't care if you're by yourself. They do not care. And keep in mind, they are not by themselves, y'all. When they're kidnapping children, it's a group that's watching you. Sometimes the group one set come to distract you. Please don't keep your children in your eyesight. Please pray over everywhere you go. Stepping out your house everywhere you go. Don't just trust even the teachers. I was looking at Ohio where they had 150 children missing. But not too long ago, praise the living God, and they did not report this on the news. They found 120, and they arrested teachers, principals. It was like local people that were in on the human sex trafficking. Be cautious when you go to these amusement parks. They arrested like over 200 and some people at Disney. They said when you come in, they taking pictures of your children, and they're like passing those pictures around to see, who would give them the highest bid for your child. And you're just thinking, oh, I'm coming to having a good time. I'm coming to having I'm showing my children around. Whatever. And these people then took a picture of your children or of your child, and they are going around. Your child picture is going around, and they are bidding for your child's picture. So now they're plotting how to get your child. Not only that, I also watched the interview where they have big events like football games and concerts. Do you know that's the highest time where they do a lot of kidnapping, but you don't hear nothing about the reports that people being kidnapped at the football games, concerts, and all of that. That's a lot. That's where they gather a lot of people, a lot of women, and all of that. So please, 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 pray, 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 and pray, and ask the Lord for discernment. Please, this is a very crucial time, and it's only going to get worse. I'm not trying to strike fear in you. I just want you guys to be cautious, be vigilant, be aware, because this is happening. This is happening, whether you want to choose to see it or ignore it. It is happening. It is happening. And take this message to the Lord, because we need to be praying for these children anyway. We need to be praying for these missing people. These missing people, it's so many children, like I said, that's steady coming up missing. But you don't hear the news. They're saying that a lot of people are coming up missing. They probably show you one or two people every now and then. Like I still have a cousin right now that's missing. She's been missing since July 16th. And they bring her up every now and then. But what I didn't know was during that time she was missing, it was like 13, 14 other people that were missing, but they didn't get a chance to make it to the news. Okay? So please be very cautious when you go out. Look at your surroundings. But most of all, have Jesus to go with you everywhere. Y'all be blessed.